last evening in Pula. So after a long but nice day watching dolphins, we went back to the bay, and I anchored at that spot where you see the boat now. And we went to the shore, drink something, say goodbye, and I went back to the dinghy to get on board again. But in the meantime, the wind was picking up, and my boat was dragging, and it went all the way there before I got to it with the dinghy. So I was like really afraid that something would happen. So I was I was getting crazy, and I was going with the dinghy as fast as possible, but the wind was so nasty. I don't know if you can see me, but we came back from the spotting the dolphins, and I anchored, and we said goodbye to the people, and we went to the shore. And after that, the wind changed, and it went straight from the northeast. And I was going with the dinghy to my boat, and I saw the boat going. I saw the boat going, dragging. So I was like going like crazy, but the dinghy was also like getting up and catching some wind, and it was like crazy. It was like also going like crazy. So now the wind's still crazy, but I'm still staying at the same spot. I think, and yeah, just keep my eye out, and hope that it's gonna be over soon. The yellow submarine behind me now. The other boat was also dragging. They were also getting along, like getting to the front again. So I hope I'll stay at this spot, because I was heading onto the cliffs, and you see like the wind was crazy because all the lights are also down. So yeah, it was crazy. I hope this is it, and I hope I'll be staying on this spot, but I think I'm already dragging again, because I see the yellow submarine a little bit more to the left on the front now. I'll just keep an eye on it, and I'll keep you posted if something else happens. See you guys later. So yeah, that was one of the craziest moments I had. The thing is, then you find out if you're alone on the boat, it's going to be really, really nasty if something like this happens. So it was really good that I went there with the dinghy at the time that I went there, because if it was like, would have been 5 minutes later, probably the boat would have ended up on the rocks, or out of the bay. But it was pretty crazy. I got there with the dinghy, attached the dinghy to the boat, got on board. So what do you do first? Because your anchor's dragging, what to do? So I was like picking up the anchor first, getting everything in order. But first I had to start the engine. I started the engine, and then I went to the front to pick up the anchor. Pick up the anchor, and then drove back again with the boat to the spot that I was on before. But in the meantime, the gusts were going up to 35, 40, 45 knots, maybe even. So it was like, it was crazy. And I was like, oh no, how am I gonna do this? And I was alone, and all the guys were on the camping, and they were doing their stuff, because they also, like, it came out of nothing, right? So they needed to put everything in place as well. they had some like they had a solar coverage attached to the camper. So they also had to get that in and everything, and like the trailer, and there were so many things to think about for them. But they were with like 5 people, and I was by myself. So I was trying to get everything done, and I managed. And then I put the anchor. I dropped the anchor again. At the spot that I was thinking like, okay, this was the right spot. Then I went I was a little closer to the coastline, and it held up. So it held up, and the anchor stayed on its spot. But then that happened, so you're gonna be like extra careful for everything, right? So I dropped after I dropped the anchor, I stayed awake till I think around 2:30. Then I took a shower, and I put my anchor alarm on, and it was holding up pretty good. So that was good. But still, in the back of your mind, you're always thinking like, what if? And if you're with like 2 persons on board, that won't be a problem, because you're gonna be like, okay, you take your first shift, you're gonna check the anchor alarm and once in a while. But if you're alone, you have to do that yourself. And yeah, that was quite a night, I might say. But I managed finally, and the next day we heard or 2 days later or something like that, but we heard like there was another storm coming up, so I made sure to drop my second anchor in with a rope. So I dropped that one in as well, tightened it really good, and then I had 2 anchors, and yeah, as you would imagine, the next wind wasn't that bad as before, but I held up really good with the 2 anchors. So yeah, that was good. So like, yeah, that was pretty intense. Like I don't want to have that moment again, because you're coming up with your dinghy, you're going to your dinghy, and you already see your boat dragging, and that was like that experience I don't want to have anymore. So okay, see you guys later, and enjoy the rest of the video.
Wat ze toevoegen aan die band.
Het laatste avondmaal.
So crazy.
Laatste? Nee hoor, het is niet mijn laatste avondmaal. Er komt er echt nog wel eentje na de tijd.
Ja hoor, meerdere.
Ja, het is niet mijn laatste avondmaal.
Nou, ik weet wie er gaat spelen vanavond. Ik denk wel het laatste avondmaal.
Van hem misschien, ja, die gaat spelen het laatste avondmaal. Maar dat is een ander verhaal. Want ik heb al gehoord wat Paul met die strijkstok van hem gaat doen.
In 2 breken. Eet smakelijk.
Oh, die heb ik ook nog wel voor je.
The last evening in Pula, and the guys are playing Swedish bullying, a card game. They learned from Marike and Maudine.
Wie is er nou? Ik had die twee.
Hallo.
Morgen, jij bent.
Ja, is niet zo zeuren.
Ik zie ze zeuren, ik moet hem opletten.
Het wordt gefilmd.
Waar komt die 8 vandaan?
Nee, dat is niet
Oh.
Misschien geeft die 6. Ja, was later.
Swedish bullying. So the ladies, Marike and Maudine, thank you. They're playing it all the time now. the boat. I thought I lost my... Last time we had a problem with...
Live long and prosper.